right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Monday Night YouTube Live. I tell you what. Whoops, I gotta mute this. Whoops. As always, thank you. Welcome aboard. Welcome, Elizabeth. Hello, right back. I do need to say this. The goals are to recap the watch list as well as kind of recap the day in trading. Not exactly what I would call the air quotes best day in momentum stockland. Was a little quiet out there. A lot of the ideas on the watch list didn't really pan out today. Now, I will say this. The idea behind the watch list, it is called a weekly watch list for a reason. Okay. Most of the idea behind these ideas, the ideas behind these tickers are stocks to kind of watch all week. So I'll run through them. I'm here for Q&A. If you want to drop some Q&A, it is a cold and snowy night here in Michigan. I think I've got 6 to 8 inches of snow out there. Just got done shoveling all of that, but a little early this year. We always get the snow here in Michigan, but it is a little early. Welcome, Costin. Welcome, Jeff K. Welcome, Lisa. So let me run through the tickers on watch, but it's going to be fast. If you got questions, let me know. I'm glad to answer them. CLVS was Friday's big, well, actually Thursday and Friday's big mover. This thing was a nice example of an earnings winner in a first green day. So Thursday, this gapped up nicely in pre-market on earnings, consolidated all day. Now, for me, there really wasn't a trade on Thursday. Where the money came was Friday. If you were at the Traders Expo in Las Vegas, I met many people at the Traders Expo in Las Vegas. If you were there, thank you. Again, I met probably, I don't know if I could put a number on it, a handful of you that said, hey, I watched the YouTube videos. I mean, I'm not gonna inflate my numbers, but 4 or 5. It wasn't like hundreds of people, but I did get to meet and shake the hands of 4 or 5 of you that watched the YouTube live. So if we're in Vegas, and you're here tonight, it was awesome. But my point is, my primary focus Friday morning in the workshop. So at Traders Expo, I did 2 workshops, plus we did a keynote with Tim Sykes. CLVS was the main focus because of the earnings the day before, the first green day on a long-term downtrending chart, and then that nice close into Thursday evening. Then Friday was where the money was. Spiked up big early, pulled back, and then rebroke after a VWAP hold and was good for almost $1 a share to the upside. So Friday, CLVS was amazing. Today, we looked, the plan from this weekend was a week open red to green. We got the week open for sure. So when we talk about week open, that's that red open, and then we're looking for that break back green, which let me get a bigger chart here of the 1 day. What I want to do is explain what we're looking for. So I actually liked CLVS this morning, but what it lacked was it never got back to that point where it went back green. And that was, what we look for is this red open, this week open. Then we're hoping for that base. Okay? Then that grind back green. And then our entry idea would be kind of slightly above green in this area. And then our stop area would be a failed red to green, which let me change my color here, which would be kind of down in this area, okay? So when I talk about week open red to greens, CLVS did it, open week, based in the low fives, but we never got this move back green. So there was never an entry. There was never a trade here. Now, had it gone back green at 588, maybe you buy that whole dollar cross at 6, and then you risk a fail. So maybe you're risking 20 cents a share to potentially, so let's talk about, since again, this obviously didn't play out like we hoped, but let's say you bought a $6 red to green move. It's also a whole dollar, half dollar cross. I think if it got to that level, it had a good chance of spiking. Otherwise, always think about your risk. Your risk. What is your risk? Your risk is that failed red to green. So if you lose 20, 30 cents, whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. That's trading. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. You're going to lose over and over and over again. So, that being said, CLVS didn't play out, but if it gets back to 6, I could see keeping this on watch. But I'll tell you this, I'm not particularly optimistic about this getting back to 6. Maybe, fingers crossed, maybe, but unlikely. So, GE kind of just did nothing today. This is still a 52-week breakout, though. Anytime this stock is above 11, we were keying on 10 the other day. If this holds the 52-week breakout, I like it. Slow mover, okay? This is not, remember, this is GE, General Electric, okay? $8.7 billion market cap, okay? This stock is not going to make huge moves, but if you're a part-time trader, you could look for afternoon VWAP holds on this. So look for moves like XPEL. So XPEL was probably the best afternoon idea from this morning. We talked about this as a potential earnings winner. Oh, crap! I meant to open with this. Sorry. Number 1, and I was supposed to open with this, and I forgot. It is Veterans Day. Many of you know that I am a huge, I shudder to use the term fanboy, but it's real. I am a fanboy of the military. I think back to when I was in high school. I was actively discouraged from joining the military by advisors, guidance counselors, teachers, administrators, etc. And excuse my language, I try and keep it clean, but that pisses me off that these so-called advisors. So here's and not to get too off in the wilderness, but I had very mediocre grades. C average. C as in cat, okay? Barely. But everyone knew I mean, hopefully this doesn't sound cocky, but everyone knew I was smart. I was just bored in high school, okay? So I did enough to get by. So I was, because of the fact that I was considered, air quotes, really smart, even though my grades sucked, I was actively discouraged from joining the military. So I'm a dumb kid. I mean, I'm 18. What, I listen to what the adults told me to do. Now, this wasn't my parents. This was the guidance counselors, the teachers, administrators. They actively steered me away from it. And the older I get, the more it pisses me off. But that being said, I am a huge fan of the military. And today is Veterans Day. If you are former or current military, I love you. I mean, literally, I love you. I think that one of the things that makes, the United States great is the fact that we have the greatest volunteer, okay? That's what I think is so badass about our military. 100% volunteer, okay? Barring the draft back in the Vietnam War, for the last 50 years, 100% volunteer, and we got the baddest ass military in the world. That, to me, is exciting. It's inspirational, and I appreciate each and every one of you that have served, are currently serving, or might serve in the future. So happy Veterans Day to you all. It was the birth of the quote-unquote birthday of the Marine Corps yesterday. I was in Vegas for the Traders Expo. I'm like, why is there so many Marines here? Nobody told me that it was the Marine Ball. All right, back to stocks. All right, sorry. Again, and we'll move on. But it's like, talk about classic fanboyism. So I'm guessing most of you know what a fanboy is. It's like somebody that loves a band. Or I always think about like Apple fanboys. There's people that just, all they do is talk about their iPhone. They're like, I mean, you probably know some of these people. All they do is talk about how amazing their iPhone is. They didn't manufacture the iPhone. They didn't create the iPhone. They had nothing to do with the iPhone, but all they can do is talk about it. So that's why I'm the same way. That's why I call myself a fanboy. I was never in the military, but god damn it, I appreciate you guys and gals. All right, back to stocks. What I'm looking for on GE is much like what we got on XPEL today. So at 9:15 a.m. in StocksToTrade Pro, I said XPL is a possible swing on afternoon strength. Right now, there's crappy volume, but if we get a volume spike into the afternoon, this is for sure a potential swing trade. What happened on XPEL? Did nothing until 2 p.m. The favorite time to enter these swing trades. Look at the volume. I'm looking at a 1 day 5-minute chart. The highest volume candle of the day came at 1:36 p.m. When I talk about the 2 p.m. window, remember, it is a window. 1:36 is pretty dang close to 2 p.m. So you get the highest volume 5-minute candle of the day. You get a $13 whole dollar, half dollar cross, and you proceed, if you bought that whole dollar, half dollar, if you traded that with the risk on a fail, maybe back down at the 1250s, which was the midday consolidation area, which would have been VWAP as well, you went into the market close up $1.20 a share, risking 50 cents a share, and it's at the high of the day. Okay? You can trade higher price stocks. You can swing trade when you're under the PDT and make legit money if you look for I mean, if you trade the right ones, what is the right one? Unusual volume, earnings, breakout charts, particularly in the afternoon on high volume. Now, XPEL was not on the watch list. I know that. It had earnings this morning. I don't know how a stock is going to react to the earnings. But I'm telling you, look for stuff like XPL every day during earnings season. Back up this video if you have to, but did you hear all of the things why this was such a good setup? Earnings winner, breakout, unusual volume into the 2 p.m. window, held all day, whole dollar, half dollar cross. These are simple criteria. But the more simple criteria you can put in your favor, the higher likelihood of success. So, that being said, XPEL is a week open red to green tomorrow. I'm looking for similar on GE all week. SES was the secondary low float spiker idea, did nothing today. I will say this. SES. I mean, it is amazing how long these stocks hold up. I mean, it's crazy how long these stocks hold up. This is why I caution you as newer traders to be very careful shorting, man. Now I get it. You might be like, well, Tim, why wouldn't you short SES? The high was $26. It's at $8. I get it. But this stock was $2 a few weeks ago. It's still up 400%. And prior to today, it put 3 to 4 green days in a row. You don't want to be short these stocks. That being said, nothing today, you know. I'd look for a $9 cross. But odds are SES was just a late week squeeze. Probably dead. Listen, I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to give you my input. No, a lot of these stocks were just okay. INMD, notes from this weekend was 2019 continues to be a great year for IPO trading. When you use simple KISS trading strategies, you can really maximize or minimize bad entries and maximize the best day trading opportunities. If you can be patient and wait days or weeks for breakouts, these recent high volume IPOs are great stocks to target when they break out. Stick to your stop, but if the breakout fails, real trading is about waiting, taking your small loss, and reattacking when and if the breakout returns. With well thought out risk to reward, this is a strategy that you can reuse over and over to grow your account. What happened this morning when INMD, allow me to delete that circle. What happened when INMD broke Friday's highs? Friday's highs, 43.83. What happened when this broke 43.83? It proceeded to run into the close. It is closed $2 a share higher than 43.83. It closed at a new 52-week high, closed a few cents off of the high of the day. That's what you want. I mean, hey, if you're up $1 or $2 a share on INMD, I know a lot of you think you can't trade high-priced stocks. But if you had 100 shares of INMD and you're up $2 a share, and remember, it's up $5 a share on the day. I am not saying, listen, I'm not saying you should have bought the bottom and sold the top. You could have bought that breakout at 40 in the 43s, missed a lot of the move, and still been up $2 a share. And if you got $100 a share on a small account, you're up $200, and this thing basically closed at the high of the day. So, IPOs, earnings winners, don't ignore high-priced stocks. Now, if we're out of earnings season, I mean, In a couple weeks, we'll be out of earnings season, and you'll never hear me talk about $30, $40 stocks, but take advantage of the market environment. All right, let me hit some questions, and then it's off to watch Dancing with Stars with my daughter. So, TRNX wasn't on the watch list. This is all I can tell you about TRNX. If you traded it, congrats. This is probably my number one hated stock. Okay? Now, remember, everybody's hated stock list is different. But here's a tip for you. You should have a blacklist. As a momentum, short-term trader, day trader, swing trader, you should have a blacklist. TRNX is maybe number one on my watch list. This is the old MNGA, Magna Gas. Okay? Why do I hate it so much? 2 reasons. Number one, I've longed and shorted this thing I don't know how many times in the last 10 years, and I lose every time on this ticker. This ticker has my number, long and short. So I hate it. Number 2, it never puts in multi-day moves. It's always a one and done. Always. Look at the long-term chart of TRNX. It never puts in a multi-day move. I hate stocks that can't put in multi-day moves. I mean, listen, if you bought it $1.85 and you sold it $2.75, congrats. Well done. But I hate stocks that never hold their gains. They're so hard to trade. And TRNX never holds its gains. Number 3, and I know I said 2 reasons. I know I said 2, but I'm giving you a bonus. I'm giving you a bonus of why I hate TRNX so much. Many of you might know I'm a hobby welder. Okay, I like to weld as a hobbyist. I actually, and this is about self-improvement. You should always be learning, always trying to try and get better, build your skill base. Always be trying to learn. That is so powerful in trading. A couple years ago, I actually got my associate's degree. I got my certification in welding. So I'm actually a certified welder. Took night classes to get certified in welding because I believe in growth. I believe in learning. That being said, Magna Gas, TRNX's welding gas is bullshit. It's vaporware. It is stupid. So I hate this stock because I've never traded it well, long or short. The chart is terrible. Never holds its gains. And I think their magical welding gas is BS. So, if you traded TRNX well, congrats. I hate it. I will never trade it. So, pot stocks, freedom songs. All I can tell you on pot stocks is, listen, nobody wants a pot stock run more than this guy. I don't smoke weed, okay? But I think legalization, it's the cat is out of the bag. The horse is out of the barn, as they say. I am very bullish weed stocks someday. But the best I can tell you is wait for multi-day moves. The analogy I use with weed stocks is, and hopefully this isn't too offensive, but I use the cheating girlfriend or cheating boyfriend analogy. Weed stocks are the boyfriend or girlfriend that has cheated on you 6 times. And are you gonna when they booty call you at 3 a.m. and you see that caller ID, are you gonna take the call? Are you gonna say, I'm done? Okay? I'm guessing we're all 18 and above here. I'm not trying to get too too risque, but we've all been there. We've all had the POS girlfriend or boyfriend, and that's what weed stocks are to me. I am not taking that call from weed stocks until they put in a multi-day move. I don't care about these one-day spikes on weed stocks. The one-day spike on a weed stock is that cheating girlfriend calling me at 3 a.m. on Tuesday. I'm like, no, I got work. I met a nice girl at the library. I'm not taking her call anymore. Okay? That's weed stocks to me. Hopefully that isn't offensive. I like to have fun, but I like to use analogies that are hopefully educational. So I won't touch a weed stock until I see a multi-day move out of one of them. So sorry if that was offensive. Okay, I'm skimming through. Jack Kellogg's here. Welcome, Jack. Booyah. No, MNGA, the magical welding gas. Hey, Jack. Nice to see you, buddy. Speaking of Jack Kellogg, go to StocksToTrade. Had a great podcast with Jack. Awesome young trader. Check it out. All right, I think I got all the questions. Watchlist is more in play. How do you set up your screener? What I would say is go to the videos. We've been doing a lot of screen shares lately, so definitely check out the video. Just go to the video archive, and I do a bunch of scanners there. So if you're curious about that, there's a bunch of videos on it. So app, the STT mobile app is coming soon. I try, soon is all I can tell you. All right, everyone. It's 8:30. It's time to watch Dancing with Stars with my daughter. I always joke that I know in most things, whether it be hunting, construction, welding, lifting weights, eating meat, driving a pickup, I'm about as red-blooded American man as they get. But when your daughter looks forward to Dancing with the Stars as a real man, you're there. You show up every time your daughter wants to watch the silliest shows ever, but it's been our tradition for, 6-7 years probably. So anyway, thank you everyone. Have a great night. Love doing these. Love seeing all of you here. Love seeing the repeat names. Love the questions. Have a great night. New podcast tomorrow. Veterans Day. Again, I will close as I should have opened, though I forget to say it on the open. If you are current or former military, or if someone you love or someone you know is current or former military, I appreciate everything you do and have done. I think we live in the greatest time in history, and I think the market's higher every day. I think it's a great time to be learning trading. I appreciate all of you being here. It's the people that show up to learn, put in the time and the effort, that are most likely to be successful. So, all right. Have a great night, everyone, and we will see you next Monday night.